What's up, Money Hearts? Welcome to part 5 of my conversation with relationship coach Aileen Santos from the Philippines. In this video, we explore a question that a lot of women are asking. Why is he so focused on his career? And why do men pursue wealth and career over their marriage? Of course, a disclaimer, not all women behave a particular way and not all men behave that particular way either. Because this is a one-to-many platform, we have to be very generic when it comes to how men behave or how women behave. So without further ado, let's head to the discussion. Next question. This is from a lady. Why do men rather pursue wealth rather than get married to their loved ones? Bracket referring to young men between late 20s and early 30s.
Okay. I think this has, and it's not just what I think, but it really has to do with, remember we talked earlier about, it's connected to that first question about how do you know if a man is ready to get married, okay? And it's connected to that because, like I said, the mindset that a man needs to be in to become ready to be a boyfriend is different from the mindset that he needs to be in to become ready to become a husband. And that, well, not really wealth, but stability is part of it. Because a man knows that, because for women, it's like this. Women think that being in a relationship, being with a boyfriend is about being together. And that's it. And they think that getting married is also about being together and starting a family together. So that's just it, being together. But for men, the reason why they take time and they really need to build up this readiness, this psychological readiness to become a husband after becoming a boyfriend, because they're not just thinking about being together. I mean, even as a boyfriend, it's not, and I know that you can connect with this, Mickey.
Definitely.
You're not just thinking about, okay, if I become her boyfriend, we'll be together. No, you're thinking, will I have time for her? Okay, to spend time with her, to cultivate the relationship. Will I have the budget for our dates? so that's part of it. So you are not, because, and this is I like to quote this guy who said, he's a writer, he's a fellow author, and he said, a man has to put his money where his mouth is. So when I say I love you to a woman, she has to live like she is loved.
Yep.
So that really makes sense. So a good man will not think that, oh, love is enough as long as we love each other. No, but because that's false. If you love someone, could you really take it emotionally if your loved one was going hungry or suffering or getting sick and you're not able to take care of them? So that's the man's mindset. Do I have enough stability to take care of my loved ones? So for the boyfriend level, it's like going out on dates, but for the husband level, it's not that he's pursuing wealth, he's making sure that he's stable enough, because being a husband means being a potential father. Yep. Am I ready to take care of my wife and my future children? Am I ready to call myself a good father? And being ready means I need to be stable enough to take care of my loved ones. And that is how a good man thinks.
Yeah, and that mentality exists even if the woman is perfectly capable of taking care of even the whole family.
Yeah. Yes, because there should always be that kind of partnership. And of course, the woman could definitely take care of herself, but her mindset for being in a marriage or in a relationship is we love each other and we're together. But for a man, he knows that he is worth being called a man if his actions about loving someone match everything else about him.
Yeah, agreed. And I would say for this question, there's another layer about it. Probably he says he wants to focus on his career or making money because he's insecure about his capability to provide for you, and that is why he's using that as a step, as an excuse. I don't want to call it an excuse, but for lack of a better word, I'll just use excuse that he doesn't want to bring the relationship further, because even if he is super successful in his career and he's not secure enough in the relationship with you, he will still use his career as a reason to not progress the relationship.
It's like he still has something to prove in
Yes.
that area of his life.
Correct.
So that's why the psychological readiness is still not there.
Yeah.
That is true.
So that is something that you will need to address. Find out what is causing the insecurity in him, you know, or make sure that your relationship is mature enough, like what we mentioned earlier. It has to be mature enough for you to be able to ask him. Oh, my camera is going in and out of focus. Your relationship must be mature enough for you to be comfortable for you to ask him, and for him to be comfortable to tell you what he really is insecure about. You know, sometimes it's just the surface level. Sometimes his career is just the surface level excuse that he throws out just to, you know, not want to bring the relationship further.
I'm actually, when you brought up that thing about insecurity, I'm actually remembering now a situation where the man was actually already successful in his career, but he felt that his girlfriend's father did not approve of him yet. So there's that aspect, because the father was financially successful, and he felt that he needed to prove to that father that I can take care of your daughter. So even though, you know, for other people he's already successful, but for him, that's why it was keeping him from being psychologically ready, because he still had things to prove. So that is the insecurity that he has, that the woman needs to address. So yeah, that's that. I watched a video by Steve Harvey recently that really hit the spot when it comes to this topic. He said that women have a biological clock, and they keep telling themselves that they have to get married at a certain age, or by the time their body gives them certain signs. Well, men have a financial clock instead of a biological clock. So they tell themselves they will work on their marriage only after they hit a certain financial stability, or when they reach a certain point in their career. So yes, it's not because the man doesn't love you, but he thinks he needs to reach a certain level of financial capability in order to provide the life that he thinks you want. And no, you should not go to him and say things like, I don't need that kind of lifestyle, you don't need to work that hard, because that might imply that you are doubting his ability to take care of you. Instead, encourage him to go for whatever he wants to do, and when he is ready, he will thank you for it. And yes, that was part 5. The next video will be the final part of this series. Hope you have been enjoying it so far. What other reasons can you think of that make men prioritize their career over their marriage? Let me know in the comments below. As usual, like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next video.